Stats vs. Curious.
I'm impressed by this guy today.
Yeah, well, he looks fantastic.
Usually when he plays, like, he's pretty good, and I just almost want to give one of those like slow golf claps after his play. I'm like, oh, that was pretty nice. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Today I'm just like shocked at how good he's playing, or how well he's playing, to use a grammatical mistake.
Craigasm play here.
Yeah, for sure.
Total Craigasm.
Yeah.
Roaches, Craigasm.
You actually have Twitch emoticon of you.
Do I?
Yeah. So it's got a little heart next to your face or something.
Well, I'm going to sue Twitch right now, man. That's my face. You're watching this, Twitch. You have a lawsuit on your hands, buddy.
Yeah, I just said this last time I casted you. My face on my Twitter profile looks like it could be a Twitch.
Yeah, it actually does look like the Kappa face, actually.
That picture is so old, but the reason why I like it is because it looks so silly. Well, he's of course going to go hatchery first on this map. Any other build would be a silly choice.
Probably will have a lot of passivity early on.
We definitely will.
Shall we kill some time, Wolf?
Let's kill some time.
All right.
So, who's your favorite Game of Thrones character? No spoilers, but like just
Joffrey, probably.
Joffrey?
Oh yeah, he's the one true king, man.
I actually, the first time I watched, I liked Kingslayer the most as a character, but this time, I'm not so sure. It's really hard for me to pick a character. I think I like Tyrion more, maybe.
Yeah, he's actually, well, in actuality, he's a very cool character. Wait, when does Game of Thrones come out again?
I think it's April 6th.
April 6th?
Yeah. Maybe, you know, it's a month after this happens, I guess, on March 6th. That's just really funny that you asked me that, like, right when that
I know, right?
popped up.
Like, also, other great things to watch. 302.
I haven't watched 300 in a long time. Should probably rewatch that.
Yeah, it's a good watch. So we have, excuse me, cannon opening here.
Yeah, he's making a cannon on the top of the ramp. He actually did that in the previous game as well, just to be super safe.
Which is, and I guess from here he just techs up like crazy.
It's like almost unnecessary, the cannon at the top of the ramp.
Well, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, let's say if he wants to skip on any units out of the gateway, he can just start, you know, because, I mean, this is a build where he gets to, like, 8 gateways, assuming he does what he did in the last game.
Yeah, and
it seems like Stats has a certain set of parameters he's going to follow here for PvZ.
I mean, if he gets attacked as well by Curious.
So, look, he can get that. Let's watch how many units he actually makes since he has the cannon here. I'm curious about this. So he has one cybernetic, well, obviously, the one and only cybernetic square making. But he's pretty airtight, right? I mean, the Zerg can't really do much.
No.
So the Zerg does have the luxury of droning freely. Zerg's clearly going to get a third hatchery here with the 300 minerals banked.
Let's see.
So he does get one Zealot to pop out here.
Yeah, just one Zealot for now.
Let's actually just copy this build here because I'm very intrigued by what Stats is doing right now. And he gets a quick Stargate.
Okay, so
now
Stargate.
remember, the last time he did the same thing with the Phoenixes out here. So this is a very quick Stargate. Now the Zealot is just there to plug the ramp, right?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, he may make a sentry because
just to control the ramp.
Yeah, and the sentry will give him. It'll start to build up energy faster.
Well, he may naturally end up with excess gas, anyways.
Right. So he's gonna start the mothership core probably first. He's saving all of his gas right now, though. You know, I wonder. There's the sentry. A little bit later than I expected because he had that gas for a while. I guess it was because his pylon timing. This is a lit supply block right now as well. You have to wait a second before he makes that first Phoenix. I don't think we're going to see like an Oracle.
No, I think, okay, so this is the same build as before.
Yeah.
So let's see. Now he's only got one Zealot and one Sentry out here. Let's see how sparse is he on units. Does he just get the Robo like right after this?
He got it pretty quick last time. And
yeah, well, because he had a good 3 Immortals and then the War Prism coming out with the rest of his army.
It just seemed like...
And again, we're going to see if this is very effective because this is, I mean, as a scientific experiment, this is great because it's cross spots again.
Yeah.
With a solid Code S Zerg, right?
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like the point of the Phoenixes is to, it's kind of twofold. One is to make sure they can kill all the Overlords the Robo's not scouted at all, and there it is going up right now. And then the second purpose is to, like, harass a little bit and give the Zerg a false idea of what's happening. This Overlord is spotted by that Phoenix, and he's gonna, or by the...
Busted.
Sentry. Sentry's tattletale, man.
So, okay, so he's getting the Robo out here. And we still just have, okay, so this is how he gets so many gateways that he has no Stalker, just 1 Sentry, 1 Zealot.
Yeah, Sentries don't cost a lot of minerals.
Yeah, they're pretty cheap. And so he now is, I believe it was 8 gates last time, right?
Yes, and he got the Forge pretty late last time as well, because you don't really need that +1 until you're moving out, so there's no reason to rush that.
And so that's probably also how he's able to get this many units out this quickly is because of the delayed Forge, right?
This build reminds me of like the old +2 like Blink Stalker times we see like Condom get.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's just kind of like, it's got a little bit of everything in it. What is this, though? This is a change.
Okay, so this is a variation then of the same opening.
Yeah, same
this
opening,
is like a
but not a
corner-cutting build. Yeah. Well, this makes sense, though, because if Curious Sid watches, he's probably expecting this Immortal push. So I don't know if this one is as strong as the previous one, since he's going to have Colossi out, but then that, I mean, I don't think he's going to march all the way across the map. Instead, he's going to get a 3rd base.
Yeah,
here.
he's gone up to 54 probes, so he's making a lot more probes this time. I think he's just going to use the Colossus to secure his base.
Yeah, make sure he's safe from lings and erosion and stuff.
The Phoenixes are doing a lot of damage, too, actually.
Well, they are, yeah.
Sorry to cut you off there.
No, you're fine. You're not forgiven, actually. I refuse to forgive you for that, Wolf.
I'll take it to my grave.
No problem. This is a variation build. This is as an example, when we had long ago, like 2 years ago, we had Squirtle. He was in a group with 3 Terrans, but he had 1 opener that branched out into 6 different builds.
Yeah.
And we're sort of seeing something similar to that with stats. And so he's going to go for Colossus Void Ray, and it looks like he's just going to just power up these 2 units till he has enough Colossi and enough Void Rays that he can actually push across the map. And take out any Corruptors or anything ground-related at all with the Colossi.
Yeah, he's going to make that that Death Ball Cross is so famous for in this matchup. Really good coverage here on his Overlords by Curious. With Queen support, he's got extra spores he made. It just makes it very difficult for the Phoenixes to even breathe in there. So he's done as much damage as he can with them to the drones, but actually killing the units has been a bit more difficult. We're going to see a huge Mutalisk commitment here. As soon as that Spire finishes, he's going to make probably like 16.
This is typical here for Zergs on this map because the Mutas are so mobile. You can shut down expansions, harass the Protoss, and still come back and protect your base.
Yeah. The bigger the map, sometimes the better it can be for this.
Yep. 16 Mutas now.
This is great for Curious too, by the way. This scout, he sees this and he's like, okay, cool, you're actually going Colossus Void Ray, which is not going to be that great against Phoenixes. 18, or against Mutalisk, excuse me. 18 of which are now in production, 19.
And soon to be 20 here.
Yeah, he's just going to keep committing. There's no defense setup, there's no additional Stargates.
He is getting cannons now.
Yeah.
And Zerg will take a 4th shortly after this. Note he doesn't have a lot of, sorry, a 5th, I mean, shortly after this. The 4th, not having a lot of drones mining at the minerals, he just wants the gas.
Yeah, he has no ground army as well. So if somehow this gets shut down, which it looks very unlikely considering there's not a whole lot of answer, he still hasn't scouted this. He's still making Void Rays and Colossi. If he does hold, though, he's going to be a good spot. I think he's going to take some serious damage here. There's way too many Mutalisks. He's even making Corruptors right now because he's like, as soon as you see this, you're going to go into Phoenix mode. I'll have the Corruptors already ready for you.
This may be just too difficult to stop. The combo of the Mutas and the Corruptors, I think he could just bash through the 3rd base here.
Yeah. I mean, he's just going to swing in here like a Wrecking Ball right now and destroy this base. Like, yeah, there's an overcharge, but he can just target down probes. If the probes leave, he just follows them.
Yeah, nice targeting there on the... Okay, he can just go for the Nexus.
Yeah. He has enough that he certainly can. He's just trying to kill the Phoenixes because he knows once he has the Phoenixes gone, it's almost checkmate.
The funny thing is that so many Mutas, the Glaives actually bounce off and hit the Phoenixes.
Yeah.
So
even Void Ray is coming over here to help out. That's how desperate he is. He's going to lose those too. And he has the economy to actually just let these Mutalisks go right now.
Well, he's going to probably pull out now that the Stalkers are here. So he backs up. Now, there's still many more Mutas making right now. We did have a lot of workers totally obliterated right there.
I want to see the production tabs. I want to see if Stats is making any more Stargates. Okay, he is. And he's also getting the +1 and additional cannons.
Yep. But, I mean, Zerg, by the time that 5th base is up and running, I mean, Zerg does not need more bases.
Yeah.
You do not want to have a hatchery at every possible expansion on the map because you don't need that many.
You don't need that many.
Until you mine them out. So really, and he really only needs that almost for the gas. So at that point in time, it's like his gas and his minerals are incoming at the same rate.
Yeah.
And he just, you know,
You just don't need
makes
that many.
endless air units. So I believe he's going to regroup here, pick the best next destination to hit. That may be back in the expansion behind here. He's going to make a bunch of spines and spores at every other base so that the harassment isn't really going to be effective. Like, for instance, if he has a warp prism out and gets it over there, they'll just kill anything that warps in.
This phase of the game, though, I mean, this is not going to win him the game by Curious. Like, I mean, he's not going to just kill him with these Phoenixes.
No, but the problem is that he can't actually transfer to a new base with this many mutas. Yeah. And so, you know, Curious flexing his muscle a little bit here, seeing if he can't do any damage. He says, no, I can't. Okay, that's fine. He doesn't have another base right now, so it doesn't actually matter. I'm on 5 bases. He's on 3. I'm almost maxed out. He's still, 3/4 of the way to being maxed out.
He's just going to build a bank, and we'll have to transition into another composition eventually, but for now he's just going to continue to hold him on 3 bases.
Well, the beauty of what the Zerg is going to do here, too, is that the Zerg can get, you can see the ground upgrades are coming here. He won't get really any ground units just yet, but he doesn't want to lose those.
No.
He doesn't want to make any ground units yet. If his giant Mutavault does get into an engagement with, let's say, a bunch of Stalkers, and he loses that Mutavault, he just remakes an entire ground army.
Yep.
That's fully upgraded. Most likely, Stats will have remade Stalkers during that attack because he can warp in while the mutas are there. To which the ground army will then decimate the Protoss' ground army, and we actually have him going up to a 6th base.
Yeah, he's just going to eventually move over and use that. He's going to get extra larvae. I don't even think he's going to send drones over there right away, but he does have 80 drones, so he could send a few just to mine the gas.
Okay, so he's going to get the 4th base up here. Let's see, first of all, if Curious identifies that, and then second of all, if he does, how does he respond? In fact, he might just try to attack in here, not even knowing that Protoss is taking the 4th base.
I think he just is, I think he's just going to attack here, trying to force a reaction. That's why he has all these spine crawlers up. And Stats has realized this now. He sees all the spines and he's like, okay, well, I got to turn around. Your army is definitely going to attack me. He's going to try to cut these units off, but with Corruptors here, he can easily fight those Phoenixes. The ground army is going to have to be present to defend the space, because even with 5 cannons here, I think he's just going to ignore them. We'll see. I think the idea for Curious is maybe to switch into Ultralisk a little bit later on. But we're a little ways away from
that could be very effective too. Ling Ultra would just dominate this. All right, the Corruptors and the Mutas are now in here. I do believe we have the Stalkers heading back now, but this is just too much, man. I mean, all of these Phoenixes are corrupted.
Yeah, I mean, he needs the ground army here. Like I said, if he wants to defend this, he can't do the
Protoss is
Phoenixes
going
alone.
for an all-in counterattack right now.
Yep.
Now, Zerg can just keep wiping out each and every Nexus as it takes long periods of time for this Protoss army to kind of come up here.
There's just too many spines. He can make more ground units, which I think he probably is right now.
Yeah.
And he's just going to control these Nexi. Goodbye, Mothership Core. He can just target the Nexus down after he kills these cannons. He's going to fight the Phoenixes first. He just has, like, more Corruptors than there are Phoenixes. Guess how that battle's going to go.
Yeah. Now from here, even if he loses some of the mutas, it doesn't matter because he can remake that in anything he wants. Now he's going to stick with the air army here.
I wonder if he knows about the 4th base. Do you think he doesn't know?
Yeah, but I don't know if that really even matters, I mean, right?
Yeah. I mean, the 4th base is the only concern about whether, oh my god.
Corruptor.
Well,
do not do that, Corruptor.
He's going to lose a few of these units, but like you said, because of his bank, it just doesn't really matter. And he's eliminated so much economy. I feel like he thinks if he just keeps making air units, he's going to win because there's no 4th base.
Well,
even if there is a 4th base,
Curious could basically do whatever he wants to win from here. I mean, what he's doing is right, though. He's just finishing up every possible upgrade. He's going to have every imaginable option for Zerg from here because he's on 6 bases, and as far as I can tell, the 6th hatch is a placeholder.
Yeah.
That's like he just owns that land, but he hasn't built a house there yet.
He's playing Monopoly right now.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he's building hotels there on the boardwalk. Yeah, I mean, this is why Zergs like this map. This is why I was a bit baffled when I saw Stats pick this map, although he was very good against Ro32. It seems like right now Curious just has an incredible grasp on this game as Zerg and how to play it. Now remember, Zerg's going to lose a lot here, but does that really matter? I mean, there's a Protoss on 2 Nexuses, 1 being rebuilt here. Now note, he did try to target down some of those Colossi, and as you can see, Zerg's supply is just shooting back up.
Yeah, and he's
like
making
one of those
mostly corruptors.
riots at the theme park where they just shoot you up in the sky.
Those are really
Talking
scary.
about those are really scary, man.
I'm actually not a big roller coaster guy.
Really?
I don't know. I don't know what it is about it. Maybe I should try it again because I was very young when I tried to. But
Oh, I love roller coasters, man. But they are scary.
well, this group of wings is going to do basically nothing, and he is losing some drones over here. Protoss's economic situation is horrible because he still doesn't have a fourth base. Well, I mean, he lost it, right? And he's rebuilt his third, but Zerg player can just go take that base again to the bottom if he wants to.
So Protoss is just not allowed on the Zerg side of the map except for the Phoenixes, which, I mean, good. He needs to do something with those Phoenixes.
Well,
okay.
Goodbye.
Well, this was a short-lived dream for an expansion.
Not even a cancel there. I mean, the Ultralisk Cavern is going to complete in just a second. He's going to have the adrenal glands. With the adrenal glands, he's just his earlings are so much more useful.
All right, fungal here. Go fungal yourself. And this kid is getting fungled up. And
Fungal you,
wow.
Phoenix.
He's like, that was some bad fungals. Did you see his face? He exploded his chin. He was like, Jesus, this is a massacre. I'm the general of these these fungal
Phoenixes.
These Phoenixes, yes.
He's like, I really fungled that one.
Yeah, I really fungled up there.
Fungal this, man.
Yeah. So,
well, this warp prism is not long for this world.
no. I don't even know if every corruptor got to get a shot off there. So,
I mean, he's secured a fourth. He's preparing for the Ultras transition with Archons here. He's going to need Immortals too. I mean, Stats has miraculously been able to hold on in this game more than I thought he would.
well, yeah, he's actually done a very good job. You can see he's one of the better Protoss players that played on maps of this great distance. But this is the tech switch I was talking about from the Zerg. He switches into Ling Ultra.
Yeah.
There's other things he could have switched into, but this is totally fine too. Ling Ultra Corruptor.
You know,
So
switching into Broodlords was like another option because he has so many Corruptors, but with all the air army, I think he's just a little bit scared of the.
Yeah, he might wait. Let's say he wipes some of the Phoenixes, then maybe he'll go Broodlords.
Yeah.
I don't even know if Broodlords are a necessity on this map though, because it's so big the Protoss can just go around that army.
Yeah, I think the Ultralisk Ling composition is much better. I feel like one thing Curious could focus on right now that would give him a better chance with this composition too is just his creep spread a little bit. Connect his base a little bit more, move it further across the map. Is that like a giant pylon wall on the minimap? What is that?
Qua?
This is actually pretty cool because it's
pretty
going
cool.
It's going to make it much more difficult for
Oh, I
Ultras
like
to
this.
engage. And there are the Broodlords.
Okay, so he is going to go for Broodlords, which in this case with the pylons there is actually really good.
Yeah, he's also got like a ton of air upgrades for them too that he's been building this whole game for his Mutalisk. I mean, he's going to have 3-3 for his Broodlords, 3-3 for his Ultras.
I have to hand it to Stats though. This is a pretty brainy move here. Because if it was just Ling Ultra Corruptor, that would block out most of the Ultras.
Yeah.
The Ultras would clog up the circulation there of the Lings trying to get in.
Just making a few more Infestors here. I don't know, man. Curious's bank isn't what it used to be, but it's still pretty solid. And the Broodlords, there's not a whole lot of answer for those. He doesn't have any Void Rays anymore. And even if he did, with all those Infestors, it'd be very difficult to actually engage that.
Yeah. Now remember, the Zerg is still with money banked up here. Anything he loses is instantly bought again. We don't see how many larvae he has. I wasn't looking the last minute or two, but he should have a good amount banked up here.
He's probably got a ton of that. He has a ton of spines everywhere too, so no run-bys, no circumventions of this army gonna happen.
Split up. That's the bravest zealot in the world.
He's like, I'll fight this early. I don't care about those Ultras over there. Oh. What is in that warp prism? Storms, I guess. Probably. Yep.
Oh, yeah. He wants to get these Broodlords or Corruptors up here.
Anything he can. He's about to have warp prism speed, which is going to make this a lot easier, but he has to be careful about those Corruptors. Wow, okay. Oh, feedback in the Queens.
Zap.
That's what he's after here. That makes a lot of sense. He wants to pop those down so he can make sure there's less transfusion in the actual battle. He's trying to get Tempest.
I'm trying to figure out exactly, like, let's say that like he survives a Zerg's attack or something. How does Protoss actually win this, though? I mean, I'm seeing how Stats is surviving, but I'm really curious. How does he actually... Oh, nice. The changeling there.
Well, in my experience...
was that a changeling?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not actually sure, though.
Wow.
Yeah, why did it take so long to kill?
Maybe just want to kill one of his own zealots there. Yeah.
To make more Tempest, I guess.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I guess that makes sense. Zealots are not as useful anymore now that we're in the end game.
This is going to be, I mean, well, here we go. Storms are everything right now. Sora feedbacks. You know, he wants to make sure he can eliminate any of these units like that are essential to the Zerg composition. That Ultralisk got ahead of himself. It's not a way to get ahead in life.
Oh, that was close. He backflipped into that warp prism.
All right, that's the end of that.
Okay, nicely done. And now he's going to be coming in over here.
Tempest do so much damage to Brewlords, and he's got them in a pretty decent spot here.
Mongols coming down here, though. The Ultras are tearing through, but the Archons are just melting them here.
Yeah.
And this is just clearly the bad unit comp. I mean, you just can't make this work.
No, you can't. You know?
Wow.
This is a disaster for Curious. What's he remaxing with? Because nothing is the right answer. Like, what can he actually... 39 Mutalisk. 39 Mutalisk. That's how much bank he had.
That's almost 40, Wolf.
That's almost 40.
That's almost
it's
40.
Not even. It's not quite 40, but it's...
Not quite.
Stats knows, too. Look at it. He's making more Templar for Storm. He's making more Phoenixes because he knows this is what he's going to be up against. He has a ton of Archons. The point you raised earlier, though, is how does he win this game? Because if he moves out too far, then the Mutalisks are just going to eliminate his bases too quickly. This game could go on for quite some time. He's now taken the base to the middle.
Okay, so the unit comp right now, 3 Phoenixes, 15 Stalkers, and 4 Archons. The one Tempest, I would say, is kind of negligible right now.
Oh my God! He flies right into them. He's not afraid here. He thinks he just has too many, and Tazos he may actually have. They're 3-3.
Yeah, that's... Okay, the Storms are coming down here now. If he just stays mobile, he could probably move through this. Archons being morphed, but there is just too much here for Curious with a brilliant shift.
Wow. No fear. And the Phoenixes are having trouble killing the Mutalisk because of that Carapace upgrade.
Wow, just carrying up these pylons. This won't supply block the Protoss, but it will open up that area.
Well, I mean... How does Stats recover now? He lost way too many expensive units.
I don't think he can. I mean, I gotta say he's done a very valiant effort.
Well, I gotta watch out for the bungles! That's game, basically.
That's game. That's it. Curious is gonna be first to get out of this group. With tremendous
dropping a map and taking first place.
Absolutely beautiful. Really showing us, you know, how Zerg can dominate on this map and the right way to do it. Curious moves on.
Curious was one of the best Zerg versus Protoss players we ever had in the GSTL, and he was just so solid in the late game. He played excellent ZVPs. He was oftentimes a ZVP sniper for StarTale, and now in Heart of the Storm he had some trouble, but he looks like he's back in form. He is practicing really well, working with those IM guys.
Looks better than we've ever seen him, I'd say.
Yeah, that was
the best games I've seen from Curious.
That was
really awesome.
Really well played. I mean, just even the Mutalisk switch there, he was not afraid. He wasn't hesitant. He just went right for it.
Well, it's funny because we were counting up the units, and I'm like, well, 16 Stalkers. I mean, I guess there's a Tempest, but that's negligible. And then there's Archons. He just knew exactly, no, this is going to completely shred this up.
He didn't even care about the Archons. He didn't even really try to magic box them.
No, he didn't do anything like that. Well, I guess you got to keep in mind it's fully upgraded mutas.
Yeah,
3/3. It's not just mutas we're normally used to seeing. Or they have like +1 or +2 attack. They had the armor. They had everything, which was a brilliant way to end that game. Once he had started to reset the unit tech tree there from the Protoss, where they're trying to rebuild and max out again. He hit him hard and perfectly.
Yeah, really well played. Very
pretty sick
moves. And Curious, another Zerg in the round of 16.
Well done, Curious. We are going to go to a short little break. When we come back, we're going to find out who's going to be our first player to be eliminated in Group H here at the GSL.